Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and today let's make a small, quick first impressions of the Polène Numero Un Mini bag and compare it to the Nano bag. Right before Christmas, I posted a video of the unboxing of my Polène Numero Un Mini bag, so this one, in that beautiful new colorway that Polène brought out, which is called Olive. So it is this kind of lovely muted green that has like a gray undertone. That's kind of how I would describe it. And I will link that unboxing video here if you are curious to watch that after this, for instance. In this video, now that I've actually had some time to use this and wear it, I thought I would share my first impressions of it. And because I do also have the Polène Numero Un Nano bag, I would do like a quick comparison between these two. So if you are curious to see some kind of differences or similarities with these, then that's also coming. So with my Polène Numero Un Nano bag, so the taupe colored bag, I purchased it in 2021 October, and I've actually worn it so much more than I anticipated when I purchased it. And I really love the aesthetic of that one, and yet still the mini size. So this one kind of was calling out for me appearance wise. Plus, at least if you look at it, it looks a tad bigger. So maybe in the what fits section, you will see, does this actually fit more stuff than this? But I was kind of curious to see a bit like a tad different appearance, but still similar. And there were certain features in this bag that really drew me in. First of all, the chain strap that this has. It is beautiful and it feels like quality, to me at least. It's not flimsy. And here you can maybe see that it says Polène on the grommets where the chain comes through. And I have worn this, if I'm completely honest, I haven't worn it like every day, just because I live in a climate where we have winter now and it is wet and cold and snowy and I don't know, all type of things coming from the skies. And I just, with this leather, I don't want to like too much have snow or water coming on it, because it is not as durable as this leather here, because this feels like Saffiano leather from Prada, versus this one is a bit softer, I would say. So I haven't really taken this out so that it would have heavy snow on it. But every time I have worn it, I've truly enjoyed how it lays on me. There's going to be mud shots coming later in the video, and I have not found this to be heavy. I have seen videos where people say that this chain kind of digs into their shoulder. Maybe it is the weather that I currently have, and I have usually like coats and knits under this, but I don't really feel it to be like heavy or digging or anything. So it's very comfortable to wear crossbody, which is how I have worn this so far. If we now then kind of take a look at what the bag itself looks like. So it has this big hardware in the front where it says Polène on it. And that's the only place where this says the brand's name on the exterior of the bag. Then, as I showed on the grommets, it says Polène. Hopefully it is visible here. And then it has feet, and the feet also say Polène with a very, very tiny lettering. I'm not certain if that is visible. Hopefully it is. But yeah, so it has Polène written on the hardware, but this is the one that is most visible, and that's where it says Polène. On the back side, it has a pocket, which I haven't worn at all. I don't really know what I would put in there, but it does have a pocket. Now when we go into the bag, I have actually stuffed it already so that we can also kind of slide in to a what fit section. But before that, we can compare the exterior of this bag into the Numero Un Mini and see if there are some similarities or differences in these. So the Nano version also has a similar type of flap where it is closed, but this is leather. So in the mini bag, it is actually hardware, and here it is leather. In this bag, it says Polène here in the front, but it's still very minimalistic. So you kind of need to go quite close to see what it says. This also has 4 feet, and these feet also say Polène on them. Not certain at all if that was visible. And then on the back side, there is also a pocket, a smaller pocket, but still a pocket. So quite similar features on the outside. A big difference that is very clear to the eye is that this has a top handle versus this does not. So it is a top handle that is kind of built into the bag, so it can't be taken off or anything. And then on the back side, the strap is attached by these D-rings that also actually say Polène on them, and this strap can be removed through these D-rings if you would want to put in some kind of chain strap or I don't know, something else, or just have it as a handheld bag. And that is kind of the exterior comparison. So it's very, very similar, I would say, from the outside, apart from the obvious features here. Both of the bags open the same way, so you kind of pull on this tab here so that it releases the flap, and then it opens like this. As mentioned, I have it stuffed with items, so we can then also have a look at kind of what fits and then transfer the items from this one to this one. If we pull the strap all together, then this is how it is attached, so you can also remove the chain completely if you would want to wear some other type of strap or anything pretty much. So you can remove this. And even though it is a chain strap, which probably is not usually adjustable, versus this has very much room to adjust. So both sides have 6 holes on them, so you can actually you have 12 different settings on this, which is quite great. I have it on the longest setting because I'm very tall and it sits the best on me like that. You will see soon. But there is a lot of variety on this strap here. Usually with chain straps, it's not that easy to have them adjustable, but on this bag, it actually is possible because on the sides, on both sides, there are these 2 grommets again, and kind of by pulling this and then through the grommet, you can adjust the length of it, and then also through the second one. And now there is less chain to be used on this side, and you can do the same thing on the other side. So there is also adjustability with the chain, which is amazing because we are definitely different height people. I tend to use this one also on the longest setting because I am tall. You can see from the mud shots for that. But now let's have a look at what I've actually put into the bag. So kind of what it can fit. And maybe the easiest thing is that I will have this open and kind of transfer the items from this bag to this bag, and then we will see at what point they won't fit anymore or if all of them will fit into this one. One more thing actually before we start with what's in it. Both of these bags have buttons where you can make the opening bigger here as well. So that kind of helps with the getting in and out of the bag. So firstly, I have my wallet. This is the Saint Laurent small envelope wallet. I use it daily that is how it fits. I have my Louis Vuitton pochette clé, so the key pouch. That's how it's on the bottom there. AirPods, the older model, because they still work, so why would I purchase the newer one? Some tissues, because you might need them while on the road. My Louis Vuitton mini pochette. I don't usually carry this with me. I just thought that will showcase the size of if someone else would be carrying it. And then I have my glasses, so just regular glasses pretty much, and this is a soft case and not bulky at all, but yet again it still takes up some space. So with all of that inside, the glasses will not fit. So either I can't take the glasses with me, or then let's see if I take the mini pochette out and try to put the glasses on there. So now they fit. And yeah, you can still close it, but this is a bit, let's say, bulkier now, so it won't have exactly the same shape as it had when the buttons were closed. And I can close one button, but while trying to close the other, it looks like this, and my glasses are actually quite smushed. So if I would put this much stuff in here, especially this one, because it's a long item, I couldn't really close up the buttons and get this like this shape to the bag anymore. So two like big-ish items that I had in this one, I would kind of need to choose either of them, and with this, as this is a long one, it might distort the figure of the bag a bit. So it is smaller capacity bag, which is actually quite visible, don't you think? Yet this bag fits so much more than I would think by looking at this. So this is what I usually tend to carry in this, plus my phone, obviously, and then it would fit like a fabric reusable bag for groceries or whatever I would need during the day. So that would fit perfectly, and that's usually, I don't really need more than that. But one thing that I have to say, which is a difference that I've noticed between these two when I wear it, the bag, is that with this bag, I never close these buttons because I feel like the opening is very small, kind of going in and out of the bag if these are closed, and I just don't really bother opening and closing them all the time. Versus with this bag, the opening is very big when the buttons are open, but for me it is actually still very functionable when the buttons are closed. So I actually do not open the buttons, or I don't have them open when I wear this bag. So there is a difference between these two. With this one, I can keep the buttons closed all the time, but with this one, I keep them open all the time because I can fit my hand in there when I do have items in it, but it's not really pleasant, and usually one of the buttons pop open and so on. So I just tend to keep them open all the time. Versus with this one, as this is bigger, so I tend to keep them closed all the time. So similarities, well, appearance wise, they look quite similar. This looks a bit bigger, a bit taller, maybe a bit dressier because it has a lot more visible hardware with the chain strap and then with this lock here. But I think both of these look very like everyday handbags. This more casual than this one, in my opinion. And they are both very functional. With this one, I haven't really bothered to be mindful at all. I feel like the leather on this is very, very durable, and I've used this a lot, and this is the color taupe, by the way, and there is like no color transfer or anything, and I haven't really been careful at all with this, and it's because of the price point. I have to be honest here, as I do have like luxury handbags that are more expensive, I'm quite mindful with them in certain occasions. I don't baby them, but I do consider when I wear them. But with this, I'm not really that careful, I would say. Like a normal careful, but not excessive amount. With this, because the leather has a different texture, and well, this is newer, but mainly because the leather has different texture, I have been like on the lookout more for, let's say, color transfer or something like that, which I don't have yet. Hopefully I won't have either. But what I was really impressed by with this bag is that this really holds up its shape, even if I keep the buttons open inside the lid, and it looks exactly the same as when I purchased it over a year ago, and I have worn this a lot. There is not even any type of corner wear on this bag, so I do have high hopes for this one as well, that this will last very long. I feel like, well, my personal experience with Polène is very positive, and obviously I've purchased all of these with my own money, if that wasn't clear in the beginning of this video, so not sponsored, but I have a very good impression of the quality of Polène bags, and my personal experience kind of vouches for it. So I'm not like scared to use this bag in that way, to kind of think that, okay, this is a different texture, it might get scratched easier, but because it has a bit like softer feeling, of course I am a bit more mindful. The same with my other a bit softer bags, I tend to look out for them more. But I have really enjoyed wearing this. I think the color is stunning. The color in this one is stunning. They are both like really matching with everything I wear, and I don't think I can say which one is better, especially because I haven't owned this as long as I've owned this. The price points are quite similar with these bags, so that kind of isn't really a factor either, I feel like. That's subjective, I guess. So I can't really tell you which one is better or which one I prefer, because this is newer, but I've worn this more. So there are like elements for both of them. So I'm kind of gonna go with, luckily I don't have to choose which one is better with these bags. I'm just so happy that I have both of them, and as this is newer and the video was kind of more like a mini first impressions of this one, the first impressions have been very positive of this, and especially after looking at those videos where people tend to say that this can be a bit more heavy, it can wear on the shoulder, etc. So of course, keeping them like this is heavier, and it probably is because of the chain strap and then this hardware. So it has more hardware on it, it's more heavy, or it's heavier, plus there's more leather on this, so it will be heavier than this bag, but this is super light. So for me at least, that's not really a factor. Plus the hardware kind of brings some kind of elegant touch to it, so I don't really mind at all. And as mentioned, I've only worn this during the winter season, so with thick knits, coats, etc. So it haven't really had a chance to dig in to anything yet either, because there is like layer upon layer between this and my skin. So that can be something to consider if you are sensitive to just that. I haven't experienced that at all. And I'm just really happy that I managed to get this. There is many other bags in this color, and the color was what really drew me in to this olive green. I've been on a green kick for a while now, and I don't know why, but this, for a neutral lover like myself, this is a perfect shade of green. I feel like kind of dipping outside the blacks and beiges and grays, and going into grayish green. I feel like that's a natural next step. And I think this is a good place to end this first impressions comparison video. Was there something that you felt I didn't answer or are curious to know of either of these bags? So I will link all the videos I have made of this bag, including the video of my Polène shopping experience in the Paris store, if you want to have a look at those. So in the videos I've made of this one, there is more in-depth review in general of the Nano version. And then, yeah, if you have any questions of either of these or anything Polène related, let's continue in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!